Um, Today, I have heard three words that strike me the most: Saudi Arabia, China, digital. And the point I wanted to make today is a very simple one. We have two big economies that cannot be more different. And this economy here, with tremendous success in energy, tremendous wealth accumulated, what to do with that wealth? How to put that wealth to the future that is going to make your children, your next generation feel that we are not going to let the traditional market in Wall Street is going to wash that into something that is going to, massively dilutive. In China today, the massive consumer economy is going through a very quiet revolution. And I actually think digitalization in China today has already now created a quiet outcome that can benefit great countries like Saudi Arabia, where that capital needs to be preserved. That capital needs to bring returns that look equity, so that is in 20s in IRR, but has to be stable, like fixed income, because that's the only way to preserve that wealth and to put a value to that wealth. And unfortunately, Wall Street model has becoming, and China, even China and Hong Kong, everybody imported that Wall Street model of 200 years that essentially deal with big companies, big institutions, and big commodity prices, and big government spending, and big federal, Fed policies on monetary policies, and U.S. dollar economy around the world. So today, the quiet revolution I was talking about, which I don't think I will have the time to really get into any detail, is that the quiet revolution in China's consumer business, the little guys, the people who open shops, restaurants, hair salons, pet stores, laundry shops, mechanic shop, auto mechanics, all the things that we every day will need in China today, the digitalization of that means one very important future. And that future, and I really want you to help notice that, because we can now potentially investing, not in big companies, but in very small little shops. And we have now pioneered a new asset class that is not debt, that is not equity. Debt, you have to pay back. Equity, you're taking forever permanent dilution. We have created a new asset class that is going to revolutionize finance in China in the consumer side, which is called a DRC, Daily Revenue Contracts. Because today in China, you can make investment into a small shop and get your returns every day, digitally, directly, automatically, in real time. Get that return. So we have invested in 2,200, 2,000 companies now, little shops now. We're going to do 50,000 this year. This is the first time we are able to pinpoint capital into a small shop and getting in 3 years of short daily cash flow, get that return back. We are genetically altering the way Wall Street operates, and we are trying to essentially find a new way to finance the biggest economy of China, the biggest consumer sector of China, and hopefully one day the massive wealth that has been generated by this great heritage that God left to this part of the world, and have that capital deployed in the veins, in the soil, in the real little guys who is working to create that return on an everyday. The issue in the past is the little guys' return are very high, because nobody would open a restaurant unless you get your money back in a year and a half or 2 years maximum. But the problem is, if you invest in any small one shop, it's highly unbankable. It's highly risky. But if you're able to invest in hundreds of thousands and millions of small shops, and the pinpoint on daily collection, then you will able to achieve something that is mission impossible, which is for investors, equity-like returns, fixed income-like stability, and I think China will deliver that, and hopefully that will be the biggest contribution the Chinese consumer economy can contribute to Vision 2030.